Hey guys, happy, I don't know, whatever day it is. What is it? It's Tuesday. I know, I said I was going to do a video like last week, and I did not because I got busy doing all sorts of other stuff. You know how it goes. Anyway, it's layout update time over here. I'm going to be working on my backgrounds over here. Now, I already started a little bit. If you recall from the prior videos, I was taking some pictures off a street view and making walls and stuff like that, little flats that go in the background right there. And I had this wall sitting right over here, and it was a little bit too tall. I started kind of looking at my other flats over here, and you can see those over there, the wall only goes up so far, and then you can kind of see back behind it when you see those containers and stuff like that. And when I looked at the wall I had over here, it was like double the height. So what I did was I actually just got my cutter out and cut the wall in half, and instead of having two pieces, I now have 4 pieces, which I managed to kind of extend down to here. So the next part is taking care of this end of the yard. Now, I know last time I had talked about maybe painting the mountains a little bit higher over here because they were, they were kind of getting covered up by the wall pieces. But I had these temporarily sort of graffiti wall I found and printed it out. But then I realized, well, guess what? They were twice as tall. This is a piece that I cut in half, so it was actually twice as tall over here. And when it stood up over here, it was like up to there, and kind of covered up most of the mountain. So I did the same thing. I just cut these in half, and I happen to have some styrene, some thick stuff right here, that I glued it to, and then we're gonna stick it over here. So we're gonna go over to my cutter. I know this is gonna be a little bit of a different video. We'll see if we get any trains running. I don't know, but let's go over to the cutter over here, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. Benjamin is outside, and I've just got some plane spotting videos up over here. Let me prop your video down. Well, let me just show you what I'm doing. So I got the cutter over here. I had these, and these were actually, like I said, they were twice as big. So I just cut them in half. It's graffiti. It's going to be in the background. Who cares if I cut the graffiti up or anything like that? And I got 2 more pieces right here. I thought I had more. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Little tiny ones here. See, so I I guess I didn't cut them quite in half. I just trimmed off, I don't know, about ½ an inch here to make them all fit with the other ones I had. So I'm going to end up with 3 pieces. That'll be enough. 1 back there, and then these 2. Let's go ahead and glue these guys up. I'll prop the camera down here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And what I'm using is this stick glue like this. Get a piece of spare cardboard here. And let's get some glue on this sucker. We'll glue it to the styrene and then cut it. Yikes, this stuff is like sticky, nasty. All right, just making sure I got enough on there. All right, there's one. We'll get it out of the way. And again, let me make sure you can see this. So I got enough room right there to kind of just stick it on. It don't need to be perfect or anything like that. There we go. Ugh. All right. There we go. Stuck onto the styrene. Now we got to cut it. Here comes the dangerous part. You can ask Boomer Diorama there. I know he chopped his finger up pretty good. So always be careful. You got a little straight edge. I'm just going to line up the end right here. And if I trim a piece off, I'm okay with that, as long as I don't trim a piece of my finger off. Just score that a couple times. Ooh, this is always scary. Shaky hands and a knife. Never a good thing. All right, there we go. Now, I'm just gonna flip it over and hopefully I got it cut enough There we go. Nice little piece there. Just got to cut the end off of it. Let me go ahead and do that. I guess I don't need the straight edge for that. All right, that should be good enough. There we go. One more piece done. All right. Make sure I got enough glue on there. Let's go stick it on the back over here, see what it looks like. Go camera, come on. We get all these silos out of the way. Got my fencing. I got fencing there. Since I won't use the fencing over here, I'll just use this. You know, looking at some of this crap, I can't tell which way it's supposed to go. This way or this way. I guess this way. Now what I'll do is I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the back of this, and then you know, just tape it up to the back right there. So yeah, there's one piece, and the other piece will go back behind there. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut that one other piece right there, but you can kind of see, no, it doesn't really block the mountains that much, and yeah, it should look good. All right, I'm going to go cut the other piece, really glue it, cut it, and then we'll take a look how this looks. All right, I got the other piece glued on. They're upside down here. And the next part, I just take some Scotch tape here, and you know, do the little loopy on it. And there we go. So each piece now has got a little bit of tape on it. Let's go back here. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna stick it on. I don't know. Let's see. I guess it doesn't matter. It's all graffiti. Yeah, I kind of like these two better than the other one. Anyway, so I'm gonna start over at the corner right here. Hopefully you can see that right there. Just stick it down and get my fat arm out of the way. There we go. Good enough. And then this one here, like so. All right, and then the final piece over here. Knocking all my car cards over, and I don't care if it overlaps with the other fence there, as long as it's, yeah, right there's good. There we go. All right, as long as it sticks to the wall, it's good, because this is going to go over there, and then we're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff over here. There we go. Not bad. Looking pretty good. Looks like a wall right there. Now, yeah, now I got some extra fencing I can use someplace else. I'm going to put that in here for now. Ooh, look at that. We got a guy in there. You know? You ever find all sorts of things in your layout? This is like my little collection of oh yeah, parts and pieces that fall off of stuff. That's what this is. It's not a sanding pit. It's a ooh, look at that. The heck is that? Yeah. We got like Mothra in there. Look at that sucker. Wonder how long he's been laying in there. Anyway, yeah, got a little bit of everything right there. We'll put these in there along with, I don't know, that sucker. Alright, there we go. That'll cover that up. Anyway, so I was going to say, now my plan for this end of the yard is to have a bridge. And just to kind of show you what it's going to look like, I'm going to temporarily, or not a bridge, but you know, a little flyover, whatever you call it. Kind of like what I have over here, right? Where this guy here is sort of a little bit of a view block between what's happening over here in Anaheim, right? And then we kind of turn the corner and we're in Westminster. So let me see if I can do this. I can't remember if these are, yeah, a couple of them are glued on, a couple of them are not. I'm going to temporarily respot this thing just to kind of show you sort of what I'm going after here. Ooh. I don't know, it's not going to stay up. Hold on, I gotta go get the other pieces. But what's going to happen is that stuff, I just grab one pillar section. So over here we shall have something, whatever, something along that line. Kind of like that. So there'll be a view block over here for stuff that's happening over here. Right, that's the general look of this side of the yard, and then we'll pretty it all up with all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna get this thing back. Actually, it needs a good dusting over here anyway. The thing's been sitting there for like years without ever getting a dusting. So I'm gonna go clean that stuff up and continue working on over here on this end of the yard. I really want to get this yard kind of finished up so that we can start running trains again. You can see I've got tons of trains in here. I still have not decided whether I should kind of swap over to the SP and Santa Fe era quite yet. We'll see, or if I'm going to keep on running UP over here. But we'll do that eventually. Anyway, guys, I am working on this stuff over here, and hopefully I won't be so laxed on actually doing a video here. It's actually been cold in Southern California, only in the 60s, that kind of thing. So we've all been freezing our butts off, but this week it's in the 80s, yay, again, before I think we get another bout of rain and 60s again. So I'm gonna try to get as much stuff done over here before it gets cold again. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a layout update. We didn't run any trains, but hey, you know what? We'll do that in the next video. Take care.